Hey, what's up guys, it is your boy Manny here and welcome to another video on the channel. Today we've got our daily content drop for you guys. It is Team 2 and whenever, and I mean literally whenever we try and get into the server and we cannot see it, oh that's an Fati striker card and a Saka right mid card, that means that the server might be down. Please don't be down, let us just get in and we need to test out or see some of these cards. That Ruben Diaz card looks absolutely, and so does that Curtis Jones SBC. Now for the first time, I really do feel like EA have done something decent with this team. I feel like I'm actually so hyped for this team just looking at the front page. Now we need to see this team too. We need to see this team too, and how can we see that? Let us by going into news, right? Going into item releases if they let us, if they permit us. But if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share this with a friend. And also hit that notification bell. Now, that David card looks actually really good. Bastoni looks really good. Darius James looks decent. Stars Fati, I have to say, that card is going to be the most expensive cracked out card I have seen. Now we've got a Cam Anthony card who actually looks pretty decent. And then we've got a Fati Saka right mid card who is going to be an extortionate amount. He's going to be very, very similar in price to that Bergwijn. I can just sense it. That top Soba looks insane and that Gio Reyna looks absolutely insane. Now we do have Curtis Jones over here as well as the SPC. Let's go and check that out and see how expensive he is and if he is actually worth it. So he has 3 segments, but before we go into the 3 segments, let's look at the 2 variances of Curtis Jones. So you got one left mid version who actually does look pretty decent. 90 pace, 90 dribbling, 82 physical, 86 shooting, 86 passing. So as a cam with an engine, this card could be absolutely deadly. However, I would just go for the center mid one. That is Hullet gang territory, and he's English and he is in the Premier League, and it's an 83, an 85 and an 86. To be fair, I think for this card it could be worth it if we dive deeper into the stats. Is there anything else? Now I think they might have dropped the new icon swaps as well. So let's just double check that out as well and then see if there are new season rewards. There's a lot of content today, guys. There is a lot of content today. So if I miss anything out, subscribe because we will be doing more videos today to get out as much content as possible. So I think they've actually, is this normal swaps or is this icon swaps? Yeah, so they've gotten rid of icon swaps, which just means that yeah, icon swaps is going to come back soon. In my opinion, I don't think it's going to come back yet. Probably next week when they release icon moments cards. So that is what you could see. If we go into the actual objectives and go into season progress, wow, we literally start the season with 75 plus pack and a premium gold pack. But what does this have for the level 15? So level 15, you get some decent rewards. You get Dembele. Oh, that Dembele card actually looks pretty classy. I do like that. So that Dembele card. And who do we have for that 30 rated? You've got Adnan Januzaj, who actually doesn't look half bad. There's Skiglio, who is actually a very, very viable option. He's got very good stats: 92 pace, 85 dribbling, 87 defending, 84 physical, and 85 passing for a right back. And then we've also got Ryan Sessegnon, who doesn't look too bad either. So actually, these level 30 rewards aren't too bad. And then you've got these prime player packs as usual. I don't know. The season rewards aren't as hype for me as I would have liked. However, we do have this Rainier card who actually looks cracked, and you've got different versions of him. You've got the 78 version, then you've got an 82 version who actually doesn't look too bad. He does look very usable. Then you've also got an 85 version. If you guys stop there, he looks usable too. And then you've got this 87 version who absolutely, and when I see this, yeah, I really, really do mean it. He looks absolutely disgustingly cracked, like without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah guys, I mean, that is the content for today. And what has sold. So we're selling some stuff as well on the market, and I feel like certain players' cards prices will either be sold in a panic or go up in price. So this Isaac's card is actually starting to go up in price, so that's calm. We'll just wait on those ones and wait on those investments. We've managed to sold 2 Harvey Barnes this morning, made a little bit of profit there. But guys, honestly, this Curtis Jones SBC looks absolutely decent. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take you to Footbin and we're going to quickly look at these players, and then we're going to call it a video to show you guys what chem style or what players actually look like in game. So let's go ahead and do that. Right guys, so over here I just want to look at a few of the cards, not all of the cards. I'm going to look at this Reina card, I'm going to look at the 85 Reina card, and I'm also going to look at the 87 Reina card. I feel like I've actually done a pretty decent job. I'm going to look at David's card as well, being in League and what his card would look like, because he does have a he does have a 5-star weak foot. I'm gonna look at his Reina, I'm gonna look at Saka, I'm gonna look at Fati. I'm gonna look at their price points. If one of them is affordable, hopefully we can get Saka as soon as possible, and then we can get cracking and do a player review on the card, which will be absolutely great. So we want to try and get it out as soon as possible as well, which will be absolutely insane for the channel. So his price range is 2 mil, he is extinct at 2 mil, which means that he's gonna be unfortunately 2 mil. This one is 6 million coins. Oh my goodness. Obviously he's going to be a lot lower, he hasn't been packed yet, but 6 mil for this card is giving me how Felix vibes, man, of last year. He really is. 4-star Saka, 4-star. Who would I rather use? To be fair, I would definitely rather use Ansu Fati. Okay, if we look at his in-games, oh, that dribbling is phenomenal, passing is phenomenal. Well, for what he needs it to be. I think for this card you don't even need an engine chem style. Maybe an architect. Oh, that would be so nice. Architect, you get 96 vision, his shooting is what it is already, or you could even go with a marksman, boost that shooting and dribbling, get him to 99 dribbling. You could even go with a Deadeye, get him that high passing, high shooting. You don't really need to touch his free kick accuracy. His short passing will go to 99 and vision will be 96, which I think is phenomenal. He'll be a 95 rated cam with 98 pace. I just think that this card is going to be probably the deadliest card in the game. If we go to Bukayo Saka, I feel like you'll get similar sort of vibes. I think Deadeye would have to be on this card as well. Like, the build of both cards are very similar. Their agility and balance are pretty good as it is. His reactions is okay. Ball control, dribbling, and composure is pretty meta as it is as well. So I think a Deadeye for this card. The reason why I like this card a little bit more is just because of the stamina. 94 stamina for a card at this stage is great. His pace is pretty OP. He's got 98 acceleration, so no problems there. Now let's look at the right mid Reina. Now if you compare the right mid Reina to the other Reina, yeah, I think that this right mid Reina is going to come in a lot cheaper, only because he is right mid. And I also feel like this will give us the opportunity to actually use a card with 99 agility and 97 balance. If you actually look at the other one, it had 95 balance and people were saying that it was a little bit clunky. Now hopefully I think that this card will actually bridge the gap between that level of clunkiness that you saw in the last cam card. And you could use an engine. Personally, I would use an engine. You'd max out his dribbling. I mean, absolutely maxing out that dribbling. His dribbling will be 99, his balance will be 99, and so will his agility. And I think those are the most important dribbling stats there are. Then you've also got his passing basically being maxed out. His shooting is pretty good as it is. You could always go with a Hawk if you wanted to boost his physicals as well, if you didn't want to touch his agility balance, because you don't really need to. 97, 99 is great enough. His passing vision is 93, his short passing 97, so does he really need it there? No. His pace, you'll get 97, shooting you'll get 94. You could go with a Hawk, to be honest. I think that isn't even a bad shout. Some people might be putting a Hunter on this card. I don't know if I would, but you could, because it'll give him 98 finishing. But yeah, this is another lovely card. Now this Diogo Dalot card, it has been packed already, but if you compare him to the left mid, the left back actually has better defending, better physical. So for a fullback or for a centre back, the left back card is what you're going to want to get. And also you could see a little bit of panic in the left back card, which might mean that you could see loads of people selling off that left back card, trying to get this card for the strong link to the flashback Ronaldo, which I could see happening. But if you actually compare them, their defensive and physicality stats are way better. Well, not way better, but significantly a little bit better on the left back. But the right back has better shooting, so if you wanted to use him and better passing, and also better dribbling. So if you wanted to use this guy as a DM, I think that this guy is the perfect DM, And if you wanted a centre back, the left back card is the perfect centre back. And the best thing about this card is you've got a choice for both sides, so there is no option, or there is no lack of option in the Serie A. Now we're going to go to Jonathan David. Now this card I actually feel like people might sleep on, just like Isaac, because he has got that 5-star weak foot. Now this card has 94 pace, 88 dribbling, and for a guy of his, well, he's not really too tall, but he's 5'10". He's got decent enough shooting. I think his pace is decent enough as well, but with a guy of his like height and build, I think that a chem style like a hawk could be absolutely lethal, because what will happen is his shooting will be absolutely class. The only thing that is low is volleys, which you don't really need so much of. Then you have pretty much nearly max pace, and also his physicality will be a lot higher. However, you will see a lack of agility and balance. So what you could do, if you wanted to bridge that, as I always say, agility balance is very, very important, and he'll get that 93 agility, 93 balance, and 99 dribbling with 94 composure with an engine chem style, and 98 pace. So maybe that could be the play. He also has 92 finishing, and he's got 94 stamina. So this card could be slept on and could be very, very good. Although he's 350k, his price will come down soon. Now this Rainier card, he has loads of different versions, but this card, as an objective card, looks absolutely disgusting. Like, I don't know how to say it. I think this card looks disgusting. If you put a hawk on him, he's a very, very good striker. He has got 4-star. He is 6'1", so I probably would play him as a striker. You would get his positioning, finishing, shot power, everything up. His agility is very high. His balance isn't. So what you could do to fix that, as I always say, is an engine. But the thing with the engine is, if you have an engine on a card, you wouldn't really always want to play him as a striker. You could play him as a second striker or a cam, but with those stats, he's got very, very good stats, and he's an objective card, which is free. The best thing about this card as well is the 85 version. If you just wanted to do the 85 and just chill, isn't that far off. He isn't that much worse, and he is pretty good. It's not letting me show it, but here he is. He is pretty good. He has decent stats. He got 90 agility, and the rest of his dribbling stats are really nice as a whole. His shooting stats are really nice as a whole, and his passing stats are really nice as a whole. And I have to say, EA have done something really, really good. Now Ruben Diaz is one of those cards where I feel like they could have done a little bit better. He has got great defensive and physical stats, and his pace is okay. However, you're going to have to slap a shadow on this card. Like, there's no two ways about it, and I just feel like, unfortunately, his price is gonna be too much for this card. I don't feel like this card is going to be good value for money. Well, yeah, I don't think so. And before we call it a day, let's look at these two Curtis Jones, because I feel like these cards are very important to look at and which one you guys should complete. Now this card, which is Hullet Gang, pretty much is Hullet Gang, because the cards, being a central card, does he need volleys? Not really. Does he need free kick accuracy? Not really. Does he need crossing? Not really. Does he need interceptions? He does, and sliding tackles? He does, but they're high 70s. So even if you did put like an anchor on this card would be absolutely next. I'm not even joking. This card will be absolutely next level and could be the best SBC we have seen this year. Only because with the physicality stats, you're getting everything you want. He is 6'1". He's got great dribbling stats as well. So and he's got great defensive awareness, great defense, great stand tackling, slide tackling, everything you need. And he's also got very good pace. Like players like Kante will be like nothing compared to this card. Absolutely nothing. And he is in Hullet Gang. I can honestly say that Team 2 could actually be a banger. Even though there are far worse players in the sense that, far less usable players in the sense that I wouldn't really use cards like Lainez, for example, or Oscar, just because they don't interest me just because of their rating. However, they are still somewhat usable. Some people might use this card, and he has a strong link to that Dos Santos card, and he is going to be like a cheap alternative to a Future Stars card. And same with this Oscar Rodriguez, who is already very cheap. But what I'm trying to say is Team 1 had more around the 300, 400, 500k mark, which everyone could afford. but they were very, very good. Now I feel like this team is going to have very expensive players and very cheap players, which sometimes isn't so bad because it allows people who are road to glories to play with as many players as they like because they can finally afford a future stars. So I actually think that EA has actually done a decent job with this team, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be in probably the next half an hour. So in a bit. Peace.